Doo doop doop. I'm eating while I'm waiting for my friends to come in to the video. Coming into the video. What's going on, guys? I don't even know who's in here yet, but some people jump in right away. Mr. James is in. What's up, buddy? Welcome back. Hello, Kayla. I can wave at people. Haha. I'm eating because I didn't have time to sit down and eat, so I'm going to eat while I'm doing this video. But I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I'm going to wait for some people to file in, and you guys can look at the pretty trees in the background and some of the garden stuff we got going on. Hopefully you all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, because I think this is a different set of headphones. Hello, Crayola. How are you? Hopefully my chewing isn't like obnoxious. If it is, let me know and I'll just stop. Jamie, hello. All kinds of people coming in. I'll start talking once we hit like 10 or so, but I had a lot of requests to talk about the stock market, and I had a lot of requests to talk about coffee, and I'm going to bring one of my friends in, and my friend is going to talk about their business and their story, and she's there right now. Hello, Cassandra. We'll talk about all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe for about an hour. Check out this mug, though. It's from my coffee company. Cassandra, I hope you brought what you wanted to talk about, because I'm rather interested to hear about it. For those of you who are watching, Cassandra and I talked a little bit, just briefly, about some things, and I kind of had to stop her, and I was like, wait, why don't we save this for when I do my next live, because I think for some of you out there, I think you'll get some free value out of it. Not a coffee drinker, but you're excited to gift it for Christmas. That's understandable. Did you get something already, or is that on the plan for you? Because if you need some help, I'm happy to give you some suggestions, and I can really target your giftees palette if you need it. Happy to help though. So, we got like 13 people, 14-ish, 15. What's up, everybody? Josh, how's it going, stranger? Mr. Ricketts, Joe. I'm eating dinner while I'm doing this because I am going to run out of time if I don't. Get out of here. It's on the plan. That would be great. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Why don't I, after I talk with Cassandra, hey Kayla, how are you? After I talk with Cassandra for a little bit, I'll bring you on if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to, or I can bring Joe in if Joe wants to come in and talk about it. And we can talk about the coffee a little bit, and I can fill you guys in on some of the flavors and some of the palate and all of that stuff, and how it tastes and how it works and all of that. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm just trying to eat dinner, and I'm trying to be really respectful because I'm really, my ears are really sensitive to the noise of chewing, and it really bugs me, so I try to do it really quietly if I can, because I feel like other people would get really annoyed by the sound of chewing, and they don't necessarily want to watch a video of somebody eating, but I'm going to run out of time tonight if I don't eat and do this at the same time. So you guys are having dinner with me, which is cool. But I'm going to talk to Cassandra a little bit. Cassandra, whenever you're ready, just request to join, or I can bring you on camera if you're ready. And I want to hear a little bit about what you got going on. Yeah, I got 2 kids and stuff, and I run out of time on Sundays horribly. I run out of time really fast on Sundays because I have to get up at like 4 a.m. for Monday morning. So it kind of sucks. It really sucks. Okay, she's ready. Let go. Amy, you're my favorite person in the whole wide world. How the heck are you? Your hair looks gorgeous, by the way. Amy got her hair done, and it's like 10 out of 10. It looks great. All right, we're adding her. She'll be in here as soon as everything encodes and blah, 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 blah. It usually takes it a few, but seems like we're good. Yo,
Hi.
how are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
Wonderful. I need a.
There we go.
Do you happen to? I was gonna say, do you have like any headphones or anything by chance?
I don't know. I've never used them before.
Oh, because I can totally hear myself on your end.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know.
You
I don't know how this
don't have any
works.
earbuds?
I do. I have earbuds. Would that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll just let you sit. I'll just sit you there for a minute.
Nice ring light.
Yeah, let me turn that off so I'm not brightening everybody up.
No, you're good. Hello, Janice. How are you, stranger? I'm sorry for the echo. It'll go away here in a sec. Hopefully. That just completely sounds like I'm underwater. Woo!
Oh, because you can hear yourself?
Yeah. Like, it's real bad.
I'm sorry. I'm hurrying.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'm enjoying the upside down view. Wow, that's way better. I'm good. Can't hear me? You should be able to hear me.
All right.
That sounds way better.
Is that better?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. I don't know. Can you
Thank you
still
so
hear
much.
me?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
sound really good.
Good.
I think that fixed everything, except you're just sideways now.
Oh, am I? Oh, that's right.
There we go.
That's right.
There we go.
That's right. All right. Let's set me up here. Maybe. I don't ever do my videos on sideways like this.
I try to. It just
There we go.
everything just goes better across the board when I put it over on like YouTube and do all that
That's
stuff.
okay.
So
Cool. I've never
yeah,
used my headphones before. I just a new phone.
it's convenient.
It is super nice. This is awesome.
This is like literally the only time that I use them.
First.
Dude, you look great.
Aw,
Your hair looks
thanks.
awesome.
Thanks.
Who did your makeup?
Me. That's what I
So
do.
I know, man.
I'm
I've
I'm
watched.
so glad I did my makeup earlier because I would have been really screwed if I wouldn't have.
I didn't do mine at all, so I hear you.
Well, some of us need it.
I
No, I'm
do.
just
You're
joking.
right.
We're
Thank
we
you. No, I definitely need it. I'm getting old, man. Look at all these grays. I'm losing my
I
hair.
know that's
You know,
why I got mine dyed because I'm starting to get the grays too.
my kids got me all stressed out and stuff.
That's what they do best. Mine woke me up with coffee this morning though, so I couldn't be upset with them today.
You trained them well.
I
Mine
know.
don't. Mine don't do that yet, but they're only 5 and 1, so that's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
you don't want him to do that quite yet. Mine's 8. He'll be 9, so he's pretty good about it.
My 5-year-old will probably set the house on fire.
I haven't let mine cook too much yet, but he's learning. He's learning.
I just cooked tonight, and I'm eating while I'm doing this because I'm going to run out of. I told people I was going to run out of time if I didn't, so everybody's having dinner with me tonight,
Hey, it's hard. It's
and it's
hard being a
squashed up.
parent, even when you're not by yourself.
I know, man. Like, you notice how like the older you get, like time just goes faster and faster and faster. It's crazy.
I know. I don't like it. Don't like it.
I don't either.
Like
I don't
the
either.
Facebook memories when they come up and it says like 4 years ago, and I'm like, are you sure that was 4 years ago? Because I'm pretty sure that was like 3 weeks ago.
I remember when an hour felt like 2 hours, and now an hour just feels like 10 or 15 minutes, and it's just everything is just so
I know
fast.
life's so busy.
It's good and it's bad, but
Right now, it's a
I
good thing that it's
watch.
going fast, I think, with everything going on right now.
Uh, it helps that I'm working like 50 or 60 hours a week too, so
That's a lot. Yeah.
it's too much.
I work about 40.
I wish maybe one day, but
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they say that like you work 80 so you don't have to work 40. I think that's the saying. like once you're in your entrepreneurship stuff.
Right, right.
Happy to work 80 so you don't hate working 40.
That's true. I know. That's why I work. Well, I work 40 at my normal job, and then I do all of the makeup stuff. So that takes up a lot more time. A lot of time.
Yes. And I've seen a lot of your videos and they're super cool
Oh,
actually.
thanks.
And there's 21 people in here who need to watch one of these one time. And
Hey.
but I thought it was pretty cool. I like to talk with people like yourself because you do something like totally different from what I do, but it's still relatively in the same line.
Right.
You're offering a service and all of that. And you have your own struggles and you have your own story with how you did it, why you decided to do it. And you have a really good personality because I've seen like 12 of your videos and you're just way better at it than I am. I
Thanks.
just like
I.
I just like here's some information, here it is, but you're just like, "Hey, everything's great. I'm going to make everybody in here feel wonderful."
Aw,
And I don't know how you do
thanks.
that.
Thanks. I've always liked people. I've always been a people person. And I like to make people feel good because I know how it feels when someone makes me feel good. So if I can pass that along, then I'm not waving. I mean, I will wave, but I'm trying to get the focus back in. um,
You're good.
yeah, so I know what it's like to just be down and out all the time. So that's kind of my personality a little bit. I can get down really easy. So I come across anybody that I come across, I try to think, they're struggling with something. So if I can put a smile on their face, and even if it's just a laugh because I'm being stupid or a laugh because I dropped something, like just to bring a smile to somebody's face makes me feel really good to do.
Yeah,
So,
and I think I've known you what, 10 years?
no, at least
And
forever.
I've never seen you deviate from that. So it's kind of just who you are, you know.
Thank
It's
you.
not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
I wish I could be more like that, but I'm not.
You are. You make people feel good. Don't doubt yourself.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
you do.
I hope so. I'll get better at it one day. I just need to practice some more.
Every day we get better, right?
I don't know. I don't even know how I make it through most days.
I hear that. I hear that. Some days you come
I'm
home and
just
you just feel completely defeated.
some days, yeah. I'm just trying to focus on like survival mode. So
Right.
if I can get through it, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let's get through
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I like your post about, what is one thing good that happened to you today? Because I love getting on there. I get on there and I read everybody's comments just to see, not to be like stalkery, but just to see like the little things. Like
No,
sometimes it's just the little things that make you happy and make you have a good day. And I like to see people like love the little things because sometimes that's really what makes or breaks it.
and see, you're like hitting all of these topics that I want to cover,
Woo!
and that's awesome because you're just like going right. We'll segue right into it. But like, if you ever notice how like with social media, everything is so egocentric. It just seems it's just very ego based. It's like I'm this, I'm doing this, it's all me. And while that's cool, it's never a bad thing to talk about yourself and your accomplishments and be proud of those things. I feel like it's also really nice, especially I just have like a very small platform, but it reaches a lot of my friends, and I feel like I would get more effect out of everybody and give something to everybody if I can cover a topic that everybody resonates with.
Right.
So that's why I started to kind of like shift the way that I make my posts and how I post them, um, because I wanted to just involve everybody in what's going on in my little world, and I also wanted to give people a reason to feel like they have a connection, like an actual connection, instead of
Right.
just a social connection. And it's also really cool to just share in the little things that people celebrate and the things that make them happy. Like somebody on there said that they just spent their time with their family. And to me, that's genuinely awesome. It makes me really happy because that's something that I really like to do. And I think it helps people to understand also, some of the people who might be having like a bad day or just going through something, to see all these wonderful things that they may be forgetting that they have going on in their own
Yes.
lives when things are bad, they can all share in that. So
Yeah.
I want to kind of find ways like that. I do it for a reason, and it's because I love people, but I want to be able to incorporate as many people as I can. And even if it's something just as simple as a social media
Well,
post.
yeah, because if they are having a bad day and they read that and someone says, I got to spend the day with my family, then they can maybe take a step back and look and be like, you know what, I got to spend the day with my family too. So You know what?
Yeah,
And then bam, they're just instantly, hopefully in a better mood, or they realize that they're taking things for granted, and it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes you get in a funk, and it's hard to get yourself out of it. But seeing things like
it's
that,
true.
come to realization that you do have your family. Some people don't get to spend the day with their families, so
Yeah, and through the week, I barely get to. I'm up at like 4 a.m., 3:34, and I had to work, and I usually work like 12 hours. I don't usually get home till like 6:30 at the latest, and by the time it's 6:30, if I want to work out, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock. Then it's time for dinner, and it's like, whoa, where's my kids? Where's my family? So
I feel
I have to
that.
take time and like stop and be like, okay, I really want to spend time with my family. And so I just stop doing everything and I just go play with my kids and I go enjoy my family and kiss my wife and do all that kind of stuff. And I feel better.
Good, good. Well, the kids are going to be young not long, unfortunately. So
Oh my
you got
God.
to spend time with them while I always say I want to spend time with my kid while he wants to spend time with me because one of these days
Yes.
he's going to be like, "Ew, mom, quit."
Yeah.
And you're just going to miss it. So,
Yeah. I miss it. I mean, Coda's already a year old and he's already running around and like he can't talk, but he's trying. So he just like babbles and it's just super cute, man. Like, so I'm trying to like enjoy those moments while I got him and while they're still here. And Cass is just he's 5 and he's like running around talking full sentences and just
he's so
he's
cute.
like all into Minecraft. The kid's he's gonna be so smart. I'm
Yes.
so scared for that.
My kid watches Bright Side, and let me tell you what, it's on YouTube. Have you ever heard of it? Have
I've heard of
You
it, but
should
I've not
have him
watched it.
watch it. My kid learns so much. I learn stuff. If y'all have ever got on YouTube, Brightside, I'm telling you, I learned so much. My 8-year-old learns so much. He knows things that I didn't even know, and I'm 32. We're gonna be 32, so I learn a lot.
Yeah.
If you want your kids to learn stuff, if you got a homeschool this year, put on Brightside. I'm telling you, seriously.
Now we do the homeschool thing, but he's really into like the creative stuff. So um, I kind of like I introduced him to Legos when he was really young, and
Yes,
he like just picked up on them. So he loves Legos, so he can use his creativity. He can use some sense of engineering. He can get a grip on math because the blocks are different sizes, and he
right.
has to count the block sizes. And he's really into Minecraft too, and I got him into that. I had him check it out while I was playing it one day on PlayStation, and so he has like a tablet that he uses for like learning with homeschool, but he also has like Minecraft on it when he takes a break and has game time. And like I built a little world like secretly for like 2 weeks in Minecraft, and I didn't tell him about it. And I connected his tablet with my server on my PlayStation, and I said, "Hey, dude, I got a secret for you, or I got a surprise for you." And he's like, "What?" And I got it all loaded. I got him loaded into that world and jumped him in there, and he was just like amazed, just whoa. He was so
Oh,
excited.
that's awesome. Well, that's something you guys, can share together,
Yeah,
like father son thing. My kid likes Minecraft too, and it's good for him,
good
like you
tip
said.
about. Yeah, it is. It's good for his creativity. He's using his imagination, and it's always cool to have a balance between imagination and just kind of like shutting your brain off for a little bit.
Yes, yes. Plus, kids like video games, so they feel like they're doing something fun, and but we're secretly, putting knowledge in their head a little bit.
Yeah, secretly, but it's in a fun way.
Yeah, yeah. I love it.
I'm gonna go through comments while we're talking too, so hopefully you're not offended. James, I love you too, buddy.
Oh no, you're good.
There's a lot of people I've known in here for years and years and years. Good tip about YouTube because they get frustrated at all the pointless stuff they watch on there. Yes, we try to stay away from YouTube, and we watch stuff like my youngest really likes the Wiggles, but Cass used to really like the Wiggles too, and he likes Blippi. Have you ever heard of Blippi?
Mm-mm.
He's just like another character for kids that runs around and does like cool stuff. But he goes to like the science museum and like he'll teach them stuff about like dinosaurs or whatever.
Ooh,
So he's
that's
learning,
cool.
but he also likes it too. I can't stand Blippi because he's like if you watch it you'll understand. It's just a
One
personality
of the
thing that
yes.
I
My
yeah.
kid has somebody like
It's
that on YouTube he watches, and I just can't handle it. I'm like, oh, that's enough.
it's very much a kids show. I'll just say that. But he loves it.
He used to watch Octonauts, and it's more of just like underwater creatures. It's super cool. They learn about all sorts of like fish and stuff. It was pretty cool too to watch. I like that one.
Yeah,
I like where they
he
can
watched
learn
that.
stuff, you know?
I do too. I think you need a mix. You have to have a good mix of the two. Like I don't think my kid should necessarily sit in a row in a classroom for 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. But I think you should also learn something and have frequent breaks in between that. You know,
Right.
you should have time to be a kid. And I don't think I don't know. I don't think our school system necessarily offers that best approach. So that's just my
I
opinion, though.
agree. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to sit there for I wouldn't want to sit there for 8 hours now, let alone when you're young and you have a bunch of energy and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like hands-on is so much more important than just sitting there and listening to somebody talk.
It is. I had such a problem with it because I learned everything hands on. Like I have to do it to learn it
Right.
so I can
Right.
apply it. I can't just like if I just remember hating school because I always had this ongoing issue of like, hey teacher, I have to do this in order to learn it. I have to physically do it. And that's just the way that I absorb information or whatever. Like I
Right.
have to go through the process. And I can't just sit here and read a book and be like, okay, got it, A plus.
Mine's like
And
that
I hated
too.
it.
Mine's he hates it. He's only 8 and he already hates school. Like it's terrible because he doesn't want to sit there all day. He wants to do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there are good approaches like we had like shop class and stuff like that, but I actually learned more from those because it was hands on, and that's the way that I wanted to learn. And I wish that there would have been more hands on learning when I was a kid. And I think those things are kind of getting incorporated more, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't really know. Um, but I wanted to bring you on here because I wanted to talk about your videos because when I messaged you, you talked about a frustration that you had, and I said, "Wait, hold on! Like I wasn't trying to be rude at all.
No,
Hopefully,
I
you didn't
know. Yeah,
like
yeah.
feel offended or anything." But I was like, "Wait, this is a really good opportunity to talk to you and hear what you wanted to say." But also, there's usually like 800 people who watch this by the end of it. So if I can help you, boost your views and connect with some people who want to connect with you or might feel the same way about a situation. And I was like, why not just maximize this and get the best of both worlds? So I wanted, like, hopefully you're okay with talking about
Absolutely.
anything you want to talk about. But so do you do makeup tutorials or what all do you do? I want to know more about it too because I'm really interested.
Mainly, most of my videos, yes, are all just makeup tutorials, and I get on and I do it from start to finish, or sometimes I'll do, just a little bit here and there, not like everything. But yeah, mostly just makeup tutorials, and people get on and we conversate about not even makeup, we just conversate about life and anything in general, which is actually more fun, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I'm doing something while we're talking, and I get to talk to a bunch of people all at once, and it's super fun to do. I really enjoy that.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, I've watched like you're absolutely right because I've watched like 10 or 12 of them, and like I see you doing makeup and like going through like this is how you apply this. I don't know anything about makeup, so I'm gonna sound really stupid and ignorant, which is fine. Um, but there are like breaks in between where you're just talking to your crowd, which is awesome. You're really good at it, and you should really capitalize on that too
Thanks.
because it's a good way to pull people in, and it's interesting. Like I don't watch for the makeup; I watch because it's just nice to watch you because you're nice.
Right. I know my mom, she always says that she doesn't like watching because A, she doesn't wear makeup, but B, she's always like, you're never even half the time you're not even talking about makeup. You're just talking to people in the comments. And she's like, that's no fun
Yeah,
for me. And I'm like, yeah, well, join. Let's talk.
right, right. It gets people excited because I think when you include people, they're going to get excited about it. Whether you're talking about makeup or whether you're talking about pizza or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Oh, there's a lot of food talk. Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah, I'm eating pasta right now. So, but I know like when you and I talked about it a little bit, you were kind of like, oh, I'm getting frustrated about doing these videos and consistency is an issue, it sounds like,
Yes.
and getting frustrated, which we haven't talked about. You just mentioned that you were frustrated. I'm not sure why, um, but I want to know more about that part too, if you want to
The
talk about it.
frustration.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, it all stems back to me not being nearly consistent that I need to be. I I've always been kind of flustered with stuff. I get flustered very easy. So if I have a lot of stress going on at work or at home or bills or just your normal stuff, then it literally just takes over everything in my life, and I get frustrated, I get down. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I know I'm not the only person, especially with everything going on right now. Um, but you just get down on yourself and you don't have any confidence, and you just don't feel like getting on here and talking to people, or you don't feel like getting on and you just want to sit in your PJs. You know what I mean? So it's hard
Yeah.
to motivate yourself sometimes to do the things that you need to do to stay consistent. Because if you're going to do a business that's strictly online, you got to be online. So if I
Right.
want to sell makeup, then I need to get on and show people how awesome the makeup is and how to put it on and how it comes off and the best ways to do it. And, you know, I know you don't know a lot about makeup, but everybody has different skin types, and so there's all sorts of different things. Just because I use it doesn't mean that you can use it, and but you can use this. So you really have to be on it, and you have to be online all the time. And you can't just post stuff, you got to do videos to show them, the value of it as well. And so sometimes I just get really frustrated. Like if I don't sell anything all week, because this is not a full time job, it's not even a part time, it's more of just a fun thing to do because I've
Sure.
always really liked makeup. I'm very girly. Um, but if I don't find myself being successful, then I feel like I'm not being successful, if that makes any sense. So if I'm not selling, then I feel like I'm not being successful and I'm not doing the things that I need to do and I'm not doing the things that I want to do because not only is it about makeup for me, but I really enjoy, like we said earlier, like I really just enjoy talking to people. So, if I do a video and people don't happen to be online, so no one's on there talking to me, then I feel like, wow, Cassie, you're kind of a loser, or wow, nobody gives a crap, or things like that. And so then I just like give up on myself and I'm like, well, not doing another one because nobody's going to get on here and talk to me. You know what I mean? So that kind of brings you down a little bit. So it makes you not want to do them.
I
But
understand.
with anything in life, you have to persevere. You have to go through the harder times. And, just because I'm not bringing in a bunch of money, which I don't treat it like a job. So I don't expect it to pay me like a job. So I need to get that
Sure.
out of my head too.
But you want it to pay you like a job.
Well, that would be great if I could make it a full-time
Sure.
job. Heck yeah, I would love to stay home with my kid. That's like a
Yeah.
dream job for me. I love my job, don't get me wrong. It's definitely where my social skills come in because I don't really talk to a lot of people besides work and my videos. And
Yeah.
so it is nice, but if I could spend a lot more time at home doing videos because I don't have another job.
Sure.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
are you hearing
Your
me?
headphones lost. I can hear like a slight echo, like it's not that bad, but I can definitely hear you talking.
Okay. I know, mine did the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. And she's gone. Oh no. We'll get her back. Whenever she gets back, I'll have her invite her. She can invite herself back in. But I wanted to talk to her a little bit because when she's very personable, and I need to learn something about being more personable when I talk to you guys because I want to make sure you're moderately entertained. But um, she has a really good insight on something on a topic that I really thought would resonate with a lot of people, especially now. Um, whether you have a business or you don't, um, everybody who we're all going through this pandemic thing together, and there's a lot of frustrations that come from it. And I think a lot of the frustrations that she's having with her business are resonant with basically anybody right now. Being overworked and underpaid, and just the stress is getting to some people, and there's a plethora of problems that are affecting everybody, and it just so happens hers isn't necessarily dynamic to her business because it applies in life as well. But I wanted to get her perspective on the things that are frustrating for her and things um, that would bug any individual. Looks like she's back. Cool. Let's get her back in here. Don't worry, Cassandra. You don't need to apologize. Things happen. It's the internet.
All right, let's try
Hey,
this again.
ooh, yeah, you're back.
My low battery came on my phone, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not.
it probably went to power save mode and then it just kicked your phone off to save battery life, I
Probably.
assume. But
Ow.
um,
Sorry.
it's all right. It's not like this is anything fancy, you know. This is obviously high production value. I spent a lot of money with this background,
Me too.
and you know, my whole production team is here. You know, I'm sitting outside on my picnic table.
I know I thought about sitting out front of my front porch. It's so nice
Yeah,
out.
I come out here because I can just like I just get relaxed and I can like focus, you know, and I can hear like all the birds and like the bugs and everything in the background. And it's just relaxing to me. It helps me get into some sort
Yes.
of atmosphere.
That's how I
So
know I'm old now because I enjoy sitting like on my front porch and listening to the birds and all I do that too.
there's not a problem with just shutting things off for a little bit either. I mean, you got to everything now is just so instant, you know, everything's on our phones immediately and everything comes at us so fast. We're so susceptible to information 24/7 nowadays. Like it's okay to just like stop and put the blinders on for a little bit and just kind of de- de-stress, I
Absolutely.
think.
I agree.
And I try to do that on Sundays, otherwise I'll freak out. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you have to. You have to regroup yourself. I'm telling. We did that
Yeah,
yesterday. I was off, and him and I literally just sat on the couch all day and just snuggled up and watched stuff together, and we didn't do anything. And it was so good.
there's nothing wrong with that.
It felt
Nothing wrong with
awesome.
that at all. um but let's kind of like to go back on before you got kicked. You were talking about some of your frustrations with things about how you feel like if your crowd doesn't engage, then you don't feel engaged and you can't bring value because you're not necessarily feeling valued in a sense because people aren't watching your videos. And I don't know how far you want to dig into that, but um, you're smiling because you know where I'm going with it, which is just like just to kind of paraphrase, like I have something in me that I need to fix before I worry about everything else. And that's usually the case that stops us from doing anything. Um,
Self-doubt.
I self doubt, fear for whatever reason. I go through it too. I've gone through it. Um, you know, imagine me starting a coffee company and knowing that it's the second most traded
Oh,
um, but it's the second most traded commodity in the entire world, second only to petroleum. And so I'm just looking at this like, you know, there's a lot of doubts. It's like, well, why would I go into a $1 billion market, a multi-billion-dollar market every year, and think that I can compete with these big boys? And
right.
that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not my focus because I know I'm not going to reach that, and that's not my end goal. Um, if I can do it full time, that'd be a dream. But that's a goal for later. You know, that's down the road. My goal right now is to just get started, and
Right.
I'm only in 2 years. And my problem for me personally was I had to let go a lot of doubting myself and talking myself out of things. Um, specifically, like kind of like what I just outlined there is like when I was a little younger, I would talk myself out of really good opportunities. The problem was that I just had to work a little bit harder. And I think I was not necessarily afraid to do the work, but I think that I was afraid to just go. And I was afraid to fail. And I think that was my problem. And I had to get over that. I had to like talk myself out of that because I knew that like in the beginning, like all I need is one sale and then I'm good from there. And despite whatever, you know, I don't care about criticism. Um, I have no ego anymore. I let that stuff go when I was younger. You know, I don't get into like the trash talk stuff, and I don't care. There's no matter what I do, somebody's gonna like me, somebody's gonna hate me. Either way, it's okay. It's you know, I all I can do is what I can do. I can't expect everybody to love me, and I don't expect that at all.
Right.
I I just expect my circle to be here, and my circle of friends are always here, and they're always welcome, and that's all I want. And you can't expect everybody to love you because they're not going to. You could be the most
I've learned
personable
that.
person in the world. Yeah, you can be the most personable person in the world because you pretty much are. Um, like I said, I don't know jack shit about makeup, but I watch because it's interesting to watch.
Thanks.
I don't. it's good though. It's another avenue. It's another market that you can just pinpoint, and you don't even know that you're doing it. And that should resonate for you because that's just another world of opportunity for you.
That means a lot.
Um,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
that's just true. It just is. You're way more personable than I am. I'm really monotone, and what I'm good at doing is like regurgitating information and things that I've learned and saying, I learned this, here it is, but I can't do what you do, and I don't try to.
Have come a long way though, let me tell you. I like doing the videos and stuff. Like there, when I first started, I was like, there is no way I'm doing videos. Mm-mm, not doing it. Heck no. And here I am. I do them all the time. Like I just finally hit that button and I was like, you're gonna do it whether you like it or not.
Yeah. What was the big fear?
Um, well, I've never been one to like to talk in like public because I'm sure you've noticed I stutter over my words all the time. I get really nervous. I get really anxious. I don't like all the attention. Like I don't even like when people sing happy birthday to me. I used to cry when I was little. My mom would get so mad because she would take me places and they would sing to me and I would cry because I don't like it. But I just got over it. I just did it, you know. I mean, I still don't like it sometimes, but it's crazy how much I've grown in that aspect. And if I never would have started doing this, I would just be some little, hush girl and not be okay with it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because that's really strengthened so much of me and my personality so much in the last over the last year.
Yeah. And now that you've like almost forced yourself to do it, you basically have, looking back on what used to be and what you've overcome and gotten to this point, when you look back on it, I mean, how does that make you feel?
I feel
I
so
mean, what do you think about
good. I
Yeah.
just love it because, so many people doubt themselves. And for 30 years, I told myself, you will never be somebody that can get up and talk in front of people. You will never be somebody that can do this or do that. And here I am. Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
sorry guys.
Um, but yeah, and it's only been a year. I just started doing this a year ago in June, I think it was, and I'm already on videos talking to people, being the center of attention and speaking and all that stuff. And it's just crazy how much you can change yourself if you really want to, and you really tell yourself, I can do this.
Right. And that seems to be the hardest part. That's something that will resonate with literally every single person in this room right now is, how do I overcome my fear? Most of the time is that you just got to do it. And my personal image of overcoming any sort of fear is this show that I watched when I was really really little, and I remember it was like black and white, and it was something that
Oh, you
I think it's still
old,
played
old.
on. I'm
I'm just joking.
33. No, I'm old as shit.
I know, me too.
But like I grew up on like Andy Griffith and stuff like that. But I just remember this like scene of this kid being afraid to swim, and he was like probably 6 or 7 or 8, something like that. And I assume he's with probably his grandpa or whatever, but his grandpa just grabs him by his suspenders and just chucks him in and just makes him do it. And even though it was forced, it may not have been the best approach. The kid
Eh,
got a dose of it and realized that it really wasn't that bad. And as a kid, kids are just resilient as hell. And, I guarantee you, a kid that got thrown in there, he's going to freak out for a minute until he realizes it's fun. And then he's going to start laughing about it. And then he's just going to be like, I want to keep swimming. And then the next
yes,
day he's going like, can we go swim, Grandpa? That's just how it works. You just have to freaking do it.
yes,
And I think the premise behind it is that if you don't do it for yourself, eventually there's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to make you do it.
you're right. Yes, yeah, I agree.
So I would rather do it and get accustomed to it while it's on my time instead of later when I have no choice and I have to.
Right.
I don't want to ignore those problems until they become so big of a problem that I can't ignore them. I want to already prep myself in practice and make sure, I can take care of these things as they come up. But for me, like I never had a problem speaking to anybody. Like I'll get on a live video any day, even if I feel like crap. Like I just don't care. I don't feel like I have anybody to impress. My goal isn't to impress anybody. My goal is just to help people.
Right.
And so I take that approach. I'm not worried about what shirt I have on, or I'm not worried about this or that thing. Like, I don't care about my hair because it's falling out anyway, and I just don't care. What I care about is if I help somebody, if I connected with somebody, and if they come back again.
Right.
And that's what I care about. And I think that should be your focus instead of everything being inward, like I'm afraid, I'm scared, I'm concerned, I'm worried, I'm going to fail. I think that those things shouldn't exist for you. And I can't tell you not to do that, but I can tell you that if you don't look at it that way, and from my experience, is look at it as who can I connect with? Who can I have as a return visitor? Who can I connect with today about whatever, whether it's eyeliner or whether it's about feelings or whether it's about food? Who can I connect with? And I think if you kind of change your approach from being scared to understanding that it's not about you, it's about them, then I think it'll be a lot easier for anybody,
Right.
not just you or me, but anybody. And there's somebody in here as I speak who's very afraid to do live videos. And I've talked to this person over and over and over again. And I keep trying to give these subtle hints of it's not about you, it's about everything else other than you. And that should be your motivation. And it helps me take the fear away from those things. And it's what worked for me. Hopefully it would work for somebody else. I'm no guru, but it's just what I've learned is that I've learned to stop thinking so much about my damn self and stop being so egocentric. So I got rid of that shit because I saw that it was a problem.
Right.
Every single time it was a problem. And as everybody knows, I used to model back in the day. I used to be an actor, whatever. I was on TV and did all that stuff. And things went so much more smoothly for me in the 12 years that I did it when I didn't focus on myself and my selfish problems. And I focused on everything else just to make sure that I did my job and I did my job well. And doing that is not being inside of myself, but projecting everything outwardly is how it's going to look. If I'm scared, it's going to look like shit.
Yep.
If I'm afraid to be behind a camera and I'm sitting there scared and I have to strike a pose and I have to do it on command because that's what you do is you go from one pose to the next for a couple hours at a time. And if you're worried about how you look or you're thinking about something stupid, then it's going to come off on the camera. It's going to show.
Absolutely.
And it works the exact same way in business too, whether it's a makeup business or whether it's a coffee business or whether it's a media agency. It all comes out. It will all surface.
You're right.
But
You're right. Oh yeah. I've had people message me like after videos or even during. They're like, "Are you okay? Because you're not like, you're not being normal. Something's going on." I'm like, "Is it that obvious?"
mm-hmm.
Like usually, my mom always says, like her and I, we don't need words. We just need our facial expressions. Sometimes you can just tell what's written all over me. And I try not
Yeah,
to be like that, like especially when I'm doing videos because I don't want to, if I'm having a bad day, I don't want them to know about it because they don't need to worry about it.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay though. I mean, sometimes you can, I don't know, you got into a wreck on your way home or something and you're just thinking about that and it shows on the video and be like, guys, I just had a shitty day. Somebody hit me today and that's why I look like this. That's because I'm just frustrated. Like, that's okay.
I,
But I think bringing like your personal judgments of yourself to the table when you're supposed to be giving to people, because your job for your business is to keep things rolling.
right.
And obviously, the first thing is to make money, but it's your approach on how you do that. And if you doubt yourself, and if you feel like you're not connecting with people, it's going to show, and you're going to connect with less people the second time around. And if you let that affect you, and if you let that bother you, and notice this is all you, this is a problem that just for you personally is affecting you because it's something that is in your head that you think of, but I guarantee you that nobody else who's watching does. We don't think of those things. We think of like, oh, she looks really nice. Like, as soon as you got in here, I said, your hair looks awesome. You look great, because you did. But if you would have been, upset or a little nervous or whatever, it would have shown and I would have been able to tell. And it's, that's not what it is.
Right.
And we have to just learn how to get rid of those things and just throw them out and just do away with them because they're just silly. They're just things that hold us back. They're small criticisms that really, at the end of the day, don't matter because nobody remembers what I wore yesterday, and I don't even remember what I wore yesterday. Therefore, I don't care.
That's what
Um,
I was thinking. I was like, I don't even know what I wore yesterday.
like, did I wear this shirt yesterday? I don't know. I don't think so.
Possibly, possibly.
It it's a strong possibility. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't care.
Now you're
I don't
thinking
care.
about it.
Yeah, but I don't really care. In the grand scheme of things, I don't care because as soon as I'm done with this video, it's going to get posted and I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to go to bed. And it doesn't matter. It's all gone. And I think that anything that involves connecting with people, if you have those things that you hang up on, it's going to show and it's going to affect your market, which is probably why you're noticing maybe slight declines in some videos on some days, is because of somebody who watched the last time. You may have had some reservation in your mind about how you looked or how you felt, and it showed. And unfortunately, that causes people to not want to come back. It kind of closes the door a little bit, but generally people will come back. But they also need that human connection.
Right. There's
And
such a fine line too, because you want to be real with your people because you want them to know I'm a normal person too. I have my off days, I have my off moments. So you want to be able to connect with them on those kind of levels too. But you don't want
yeah,
it to be all negative either. You have to be positive and all that stuff. So it's hard. There's such a fine line there between
yeah, there
being,
is.
you want them to know that you're real and to be real with them, but you don't want to bring it down either. You want to keep it up.
Right, right. And
I've learned a
I'm
lot.
pretty much good. I mean, I can tell. I mean, I think you're vastly different from 10 years ago versus now. Like it's very discernibly different in a good way, in a very good way. Not that you weren't a bad person at all 10 years ago. You're just, we grow up
Right.
and we learn things and we change. But you were still a very good person then, just as you are
Thanks.
now, and that's not going to change. And it's up to you or whoever to realize that, is that I've always been a good person. I've just told myself that I was a bad person, and that sucks.
It does. It
And
does.
because I used to do that too. I used to, I did stupid kid shit as a kid, and you have to get over it. You have to let it go. Time goes on. Things change. I've got a family. I've got two little beautiful, hopefully genius kids, but it's not about me. It's never been about me, and it shouldn't ever be about me. And I had to figure that out and learn it the hard way, as I was a stubborn little asshole as a kid. And it was a matter of like one day from the next, is like I'm tired of doing this to myself,
Right. Right.
and I just stopped,
I
and I'm
have
much happier.
I've grown since I started this last year. I mean, because I've always grown up to be a very I had no confidence. I had no love for myself. I had no any of that stuff. And I've, learned over the years a little bit here, a little bit there, like, oh, I'm all right, but honestly, the last year since I started doing this business, and I know it's just makeup, so this might sound crazy to you or other people, but my confidence has gone from 0 to like 80. Like it's remarkable how much of a difference all of that has come. I'm so much more independent than I used to. I've always been really independent, but I'm so much more independent. I'm so much more I love myself so much more. I've started really taking care of my body, like I eat junk food all the
Absolutely.
time, and because I've gotten to the point where I really love myself, and it's not 100%, and it hopefully will be one day, but I realize, I love myself, so why am I not taking care of myself? You know what I mean? So much has changed just since starting this business for whatever reason, and it's been amazing. I'm not near where I need to be, but I'm so much better than I was, between the confidence and taking care of myself and being healthier and eating better. Sometimes I had ice cream the other day, but whatever. I got to
It's all
have
right. I
some
had
ice
chips today.
cream.
I had potato chips today. It's fine.
Oh, chips are my weakness too.
We're all gonna die. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just like stick to that schedule 24/7. Have
Right.
some ice cream.
Yes. Oh, I will. Don't worry.
And yeah, you are exactly right. I mean, but my question is, you said you've gone from 0 to 80%, but how do we get you from 80 to like 110?
I just got to keep trucking, man. I got to keep going. Got to keep going.
Yes.
Yes. I
So
let other people's thoughts and opinions of me matter. And I'm getting better at not letting it matter. But It's
because you know that you shouldn't.
I shouldn't
Yeah,
because
it's just letting go. Letting it go is the hardest thing to do.
it really
It
is.
really
I
is.
take everything very personal, and I've learned that I can't take it personal because just because somebody's mean to me doesn't mean that they're mad at me or they hate me and maybe they do. But I feel like when people are like that and they're dirty and they're gross and they're ugly, it's more about them than it is about me.
Yeah, it's usually inward views of oneself reflecting outwardly onto somebody else.
Unless I know I've screwed up, you know,
Sure.
I don't take their opinions at all. I just can't because like you said, it's not going to do anything for me.
Yeah, it used to upset me too, especially when I was younger. Obviously, in the industry that I worked in, I was just thriving on negative comments. And I couldn't do that because it affected my job. And I got over that really quick as soon as my work started being more popularized. I guess I'll say that's a good choice of words for that. As soon as it started being more popularized, I had to understand that more people are seeing it. Therefore, I will encounter many more assholes.
True.
And so I should develop a way to handle myself when somebody says something that I don't like, just because I don't like it. So I got over myself. And I literally just did it from one day to the next. Like I was saying earlier, like it was literally, I woke up one day and I was like, okay, I'm done with this crap. And because there used to be people who would just comment all the time, like, oh, you look like shit. Like, why are you, anything you can think of. I've heard everything. Um, but I don't care.
Right.
They don't have to like it. Not everybody, I don't know, not everybody likes pasta. I'm having that tonight. And
Ew, pasta, gross.
like, great. You don't like it? I do.
I'm just joking. I love pasta.
No, I mean, I know I'm Italian. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Give me all the
But
carbs.
like I said, you're never going to please everybody, and you shouldn't live your life according to thinking that you can or that you should. That's not your responsibility. And somebody else's happiness, whether it's just in the world or for themselves, is also not your responsibility either.
Right.
Especially with you running your business, you have to understand that no matter what you do, you're never going to do it perfectly. There's going to be somebody who's going to just not like you for whatever reason because they saw a video where your hair was up instead of down and they just decided, I don't like her. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that person can go, and allow that person to go, because it'll just allow room for another person to come in who wants to be there. And that should be the focus. And that's my focus, is that I don't expect everybody to want to be here. Like I could get all bent out of shape. I had 30 people in here 15 minutes ago, and now there's like 7 or 10 or whatever. It's fine. People are going to come and go. They live their lives. It's not my responsibility. And I shouldn't expect everybody to put their lives on hold because this is going on.
Right.
I am not the center of the universe. Um, but I also have a business to operate. And I can't let those things that I cling on to affect my business, because it will. It'll affect revenue, especially now when there's all of this COVID stuff going on. I'm sure your business has been affected. Mine's definitely been affected. I've lost like 2/3 of my sales, and I was doing really, really well on things that were looking very, very good. And I'm glad it wasn't my only source of revenue, because as soon as I got to here, everything went back down to here. And I'm right within my first 4 months
That's how I
when I
feel
started 2 years
too.
ago. And
I was like
I
right at
had
my
to,
highest, and then everything hit, and it just went right back down.
yeah, and I could have let it affect me. And I was frustrated for about 5 minutes, and then I let it go, because it's out of my control. It's nothing that I did, and it's not my fault. But I also understand it, and it's just the way the market is, and it's the way the market is right now. Um, and that's not my responsibility, and that's not your responsibility, and it's not your fault. And people are busy. We all live our lives. It was hard for me to do a live video. This took me 2 freaking extra days just to get to do this for an hour and sit down. And I'm glad you were here and patient, and I appreciate that.
Thanks for
But
having me.
um, no, my pleasure. Thank you. But it's like, it's just a matter of finding time and dealing with all this stuff, all this extra stuff that's going on. So we have to navigate it somehow.
I'm glad that we talked because you made me feel a lot better and you gave me some motivation that I needed.
Well, good. I hope so.
Yeah.
Hopefully it helped, but I don't know if you have any like questions or anything like that. If you do, I mean, I'm an open book and I'm happy to help you. But um, what I can tell you is if you want to maximize your revenue, like, do you have like a Facebook page like specific, or do you use your personal one to do your live
I
streams
use my
to close it
personal
through?
one to do my videos. I do have like a little Facebook group page or whatever, but I don't have a lot of people on there. And, with Facebook algorithm, it just never shows up on people's stuff.
Um,
So I just
how
use
knowledgeable
personal.
are you about those things
Not
and hitting the
much.
algorithms? Okay.
No
Is
bueno.
your
I have no idea.
So let's tell people right now what's the name of the group.
It's just Cassandra Unique right now.
Unique.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, if are you able to, if you're able to comment, I can pin that for everybody to find. Like, I don't know how live on Facebook stuff works because I did other platforms for years, so I'm kind of like I'm navigating Facebook as we speak, but um, I should have that pinned
On
if we can
Facebook?
find a way. Like, if you can type in the comments of this video, like right now, I don't know how to do it. I assume you can. Yeah, there's a little speech bubble. Yeah. Um, but if you can like tag the page, I'll just pin it to this so people can go visit.
I don't know how to tag it on here, but I can at least type it in.
Use the little at sign with the circle, the A with the circle thing, and then type in your page, and it should come up in bold letters, and you should be able to tag it.
Ooh, look at you.
It should just pop up. But how savvy are you with, like, have you ever thought about running ads at all, or no?
I've thought about it, but I always hear because we have a lot of let's see, that's not working. I'll do it here in a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fine.
like we have a lot of team meetings and stuff, and they always say that doing the ads doesn't do anything. But I don't know because I don't know anything about Facebook.
Who are the people that are telling you that? Because
Just
that's
like
false.
the girls on our team, like our team leaders and stuff.
I'm gonna have to talk to your team leader. So I talked about this the last time. I worked with I'm working right now, like I'm doing this media agency stuff right now, and I'm seeing how it goes, and I'm treading the water. Um, because I know what I know, and I think that I can be effective in the market. So I kind of am, and I started working with this business in Fort Wayne. So they weren't very active. Granted, they were busy and all of that, but they wanted to bring more people into their store. They wanted to bring more visits to their Facebook page, website, and all of that. So I went through and I built all of that and built them a website. And they had this really great core foundation of followers. They're at like 5,200. I think we got them up to 53 right now, but they're active return people who are into that market and into that craft, and that's what they like, and so they keep coming back. So I said, great, we've got a good foundation. We can use these people, and we can leverage ads against the page itself and use that activity that already exists there to help trigger the algorithm, because the algorithm will pick up as people are active on your page. So if you're not active on it yourself, it's not going to target and trigger the algorithm, if that makes sense.
Okay, right.
And that's how things go viral, is that they pick up something that's, whether it's sensational or not, some hot piece of media, somebody will pick it up and share it, and somebody will talk about it, and somebody will comment, and the algorithm notices this activity, and you see this basically like a snowball effect of activity that will start very slow and then just pick up as it goes, and the snowball will get much larger, and people will take notice. Because again, going back to problems, this being a good one, is that you can only ignore them so long until they get big enough that you pay attention, and
Right.
that's how that viral way works with at least the Facebook algorithm. Is that the more people who are active on it, the more people who see it, the more people who share it, the more it's better for you.
Right.
And that's kind of how targeted ads work. And you should really, like, if you're interested in that, I would be more than happy to help you. But you can target like your ad space, and you can just you can advertise your page, and like I'll throw ads out for like 25 or $50, and for this company that I'm working for, as far as the metrics are concerned, about 153 people a week were like active on their Facebook page out of the 5,200 that they had. So that's a very small percentage. And so I took the foundation and I said, I can do better. And I ran one $25 ad against their page. And in less than a week, I had that 153 people up to almost 21,000 in a
Wow.
matter of 6 days. And that's not page likes, that's engagements. That means people who came and looked at the page and interacted with it somehow, whether they looked through it and scrolled through the information, looked at some pictures, liked some stuff, or commented,
Right.
whatever, they engaged with it. And all that cost was just 25 bucks. And that's just people within a 25-mile radius right around their business location.
That's nice.
Yes, and it's very easy to do, and you should really think about that, because if it's something that you want to do full time, you know you're going to have to pursue it and hit it hard. You
Right.
know that.
Yep.
I don't have to tell you that. And if that's what you want to do, you should do it. And it would be very effective, because there are a lot of people around here who are involved in that market, but basically everybody's kind of doing a similar thing, because you guys get in your group meetings and you talk about, let's do this for our next live video. Let's talk about this when we make a post. So you guys are all doing similar things.
Right.
For me, I would take that opportunity and I would say, there's a way to flip this. There's a way to capitalize on this, because my goal is to work with my team members, but my goal is to also kick their ass. And
Right.
that
Right.
that would be my thinking. And my thinking is that there's another way to work this, because all of these guys are going the same direction and taking path A. I want to take path B, because I'm the only one doing it, which means that I'm the only one that these people are going to pay attention to, as opposed to these 20 that are going this way. This is just me.
Right.
And specifically on Facebook, Facebook is perfect for targeted ads, because you can target it down to age, you can target it to demographic, you can target it to interest, you can target it to whatever they like on their page generally. So you
Really?
can really, yes, you can tackle it down to people who are in like that most popular 18 to 34 consumer range if you want to. And so you can hit that range of people who are interested in makeup or who are interested in makeup tutorials, and you can hit all these keywords and you can target an ad specific to around where you live, whether it's in a 5, 10, 25, 100-mile radius, and you can hit all these people. And as they go through their Facebook, um, when they scroll through their feeds, they'll gradually see your page pop up as a suggested page like. Or if you have an ad running, like you make an actual ad, like a photo or whatever, you can advertise that to people as they scroll through their phones, and they can just be like, oh, makeup. Mm, I'm a girl. I like makeup. As a matter of fact, I need some new lashes. Let me go over here and see what this is about.
All
And
right.
there you go.
We'll have to talk more about this for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would really benefit you. And you don't have to tell that secret to anybody on your team. And then after a while, once you practice with that and learn how to really target it, and then all of a sudden, like your page has like 10,000 page likes on it and everybody else is stuck in like 100 and 200, they're going to be like, what are you doing differently? And you just say, it's just my personality, my shining personality.
I'm not doing anything different.
No, no, I'm just being consistent, which you do need to do. You need to be
I
consistent.
know it.
You should, I mean, if I had the time, I would do these every single day, but I don't, which is why I do them on Fridays. Um, I do them on Fridays.
Right. Yeah, that went real well Friday, didn't it?
Yeah, sure
I'm
did.
just joking.
Sure did. No, it went horribly, but I still did it. I
Yep.
still did it.
Yep.
Um, but I'm going to do them once a week regardless. So,
I got to do them more too. I was doing them
yeah.
every day and it was going great and it was going fantastic. And then shit happened and life happened and I wanted to spend time with my kid more. But I got to think about him in the long run too. So it's give and take, give and take.
Yeah, the short term, there's a loss, but in the long term, there's a big gain.
They're really,
And
yep.
that's something to be considered. And you are not being a horrible mother, and you are not being a selfish person for thinking in that respect either. Because even though immediately in the now, you're not with your kid and you're not sharing a happy memory at this exact moment, down the road, you are freeing up gobs of time for you to be able to do so as well.
I hope
But
so.
I understand you want to do it while he's young too. So there's a healthy balance there. You can do both.
There really
You
is.
can,
Yeah.
and you don't have to feel guilty for doing something that you know you need to do.
Right.
I mean, if you're a horrible mother, you would know. You would be a horrible mother, but you're not. You're a great mom. You're
Thank
great to that
you.
kid.
Thanks. I'm pretty lucky. He's a pretty good kid, so that makes me know that I'm doing something right.
That's because he has a great mom.
Thank
So
you.
it's very reflective of you and how you've raised him.
Your
So
kids
you've
are
done
pretty
well.
good too.
Well, that's not me. That's mom.
She's pretty cool too. I really like her.
I do too. She's all right. She's all right. She'll do
Yeah.
for now.
I also want a sunflower. So you tell her,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know, we've got a couple sprouted. Like we've got those like short little red ones, and we've got like some literally like 15-foot tall ones that
Those
are
are the ones
growing
I
right now.
saw. They're huge and they're
Yeah.
beautiful. She's so good.
She's, I don't know how she does it.
I
I can't
know.
do it.
She's got it all going on.
She can do the gardening stuff, and when she starts to make jam, like literally, like, do you remember seeing that post about like the jelly that I posted on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, you should have seen my inbox after that. Like, I had like 40 people asking, and I didn't expect that. I expected maybe like 5, 10 at the most, and then there's like 40 people asking for jam, and I'm just like, we don't have enough jars for this. I'm sorry. So we're on the hunt for like more canning jars and everything. And then once we get all that squared away, then we're gonna hit those people up and be like, "Hey, we got it ready finally, like a month later, but it's
Hey,
ready."
I don't know where you can buy those.
They're everywhere. Like we get them at like Stock and Field, Big R, but they're out. Everybody's buying them out.
True. True, true.
So there are many other avenues.
Oh, my phone went off again.
Nah, you're good. I'm gonna cut this off anyway.
All right.
So,
All right. Well,
but
thanks
I
for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I appreciate it. I had so much fun.
No, thank you. It was awesome. I'm glad you were so open and honest, and hopefully somebody in here who watched it, I'm sure you connected with at least
I hope
one
so.
person.
I
But
hope so.
yeah, how do these people find you? I know you said you're Cassandra Unique. Is that the only way? Like, do you have like Instagram or YouTube or anything like that?
I've got Instagram, I have Snapchat, I've got I don't have anything on YouTube yet because I don't know how to convert everything over. But they can find me on my personal page too.
Okay,
So
what's your Instagram?
Pink Cassandra.
Like Peak?
Pink.
Oh,
Miss
pink. I
Pink.
thought you said peak.
Pink.
Okay,
No.
pink. The color pink.
Yeah.
Pink Cassandra.
Let's
Okay,
see. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
good, good. Pink underscore Cassandra. Gotcha.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
everybody can find you there. You should be very sure because you should be using your Insta every
I
day.
know.
And
I know. I know.
what kind of phone did you get? You said you got a new
I
phone?
got an iPhone 11. I love it so much.
Yeah. So you should very much be utilizing the camera on that,
I
and you
know.
can shoot in 4K and 1080p, and you should take very good advantage of that. I got this phone when it came out for that reason.
I love it. It's such a good camera. It's
I know.
amazing. Amazing. And my son has my old phone and he'll take pictures and I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I was using that."
Yeah, I know. I look at my previous phone that I had. I had the 7S, and I look at that camera still, and I fiddle around with it. And it's like, ugh, why did I think this was good?
Yeah, I know. I had a Samsung, so it way probably even worse than your other one.
Those really aren't too bad, but
My Samsung
okay.
sucked.
I haven't used a Samsung or Android in like 10 years. I've had an iPhone since like the 4.
Good choice. I'm so glad I finally moved over to the iPhone family. So
Welcome to the
glad.
family.
Thanks.
All right,
All
but I'm going to
right.
get off of here. But I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for the
me.
time.
Thanks for everyone for taking their time to listen. And they didn't chit chat much with us, but they persevered and stayed in and listened to us talk. So
They listen.
they
They
did.
listen.
They did. I hope somebody got something.
I feel like somebody out there did. I know of at least 2 people who watched today that probably definitely did.
Good.
So,
Yay. Yay. That's good. That makes my heart happy.
yeah. So this will be up everywhere, and I'm going to post this around. And like I said, I usually reach out to like 700 or 800 people, so you're bound to touch somebody out there in their little heart, and
No.
they're going to say, "Wow, I like her. I'm going to go check her stuff out." So
Well, hi, and I hope you had a good time. I'm excited to meet you.
good. I'm pretty sure you'll see something out of it. When you do, let me know.
I
I just want
will.
to see how effective it
I
is.
will. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, have a good night.
You too.
I'll talk to you
Guys,
later.
see you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.